there is the case between us and France that has been going on since the beginning of this new Rwanda, I think. And the case that was investigated, by the way, there is a case, this case was, first of all, as Rwanda, we wanted to have a good relationship. We wanted to clear this case that shouldn't have been there in the first place. So we submitted ourselves to saying, okay, let's you come here and have access to anything you want. So we provided access to anything any of these people asked for. They were all over the place across the continent. They were all over wherever they wanted. And the case took slightly over 2 years, being investigated, worked on, and so on. And when it was coming to the end, after finding there was what they were looking for wasn't there and wasn't going to be supported by anything, what I'm reading in the media is that we should start all over again. Right? You know the case I'm talking about. So we are going to start all over again. And I have no problem with that. That is what I wanted to say. I have no problem that we start all over again. But starting all over again means a lot of things, in my view. First, starting all over again means I have to remind some people that this Rwanda, the judicial system of Rwanda, is not subordinate to France or to France's interests. So we were, from the beginning, under no obligation or any feeling that Rwanda was, the Chief Justice talked about a colony and colonial times and colonial laws and so on. We are under no such things as far as we relate to countries, especially of this nature. Second, I think we are being put by this country and its legal system is actually where this country should be as it relates to the genocide here in Rwanda and its history. What I'm saying is it is France that should be in the dock being tried. Not anybody in Rwanda and not Rwandans. Well, I know some of you might be panicking and saying, oh, France is... but you can just keep your cool and calm down. There's no worry about that. This is a case that is going to be sorted out one way or the other, and Rwanda is not going to suffer anything of this kind. So I think we've been abused in many ways now, this time twice. First, we have a case that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Second, we submitted ourselves to saying, let's cooperate and get rid of this case as they requested. And we just gave people benefit of the doubt. And we thought with the benefit of doubt, we could just continue normal relationship and move on. But now, so even with some few Africans associated with them in that case, can really do nothing about it other than just being poor and bad Africans themselves, which hurts them, not us. I think it's so we will start all over again. And start all over again means I may even ask, among the diplomats here, there are those who remember in the old days when instead of going for a visa in the French embassy, you would go to another embassy because the country of that embassy represented France's interests here. So starting all over again may mean that again. So I'm asking the one who did that good service to us to prepare to do that good service to us once again. So we're giving it time, we are calibrating it properly, and we are leading to that kind of situation. If starting all over again is a showdown, we will have a showdown. There's no problem about that. So again, don't worry, leave it to me, we'll handle it very it's not going to cost us much. When you are right, when it is you are right, it's never going to be costly to do the right thing. So it will not cost us much. We will deal with it. I see some people excited in the media. Some people who I have not seen in the media for a long time who are used to mudslinging Rwanda, they've come back, but well, if it is another way of going back to their old job, they can do it. But I assure you, this is going to be sorted out without much in terms of cost on our side. For example, the case in France, a judge somewhere in rural areas of France, one of the village judges somewhere, decides that he's going to indict leaders in Rwanda and talks about all kinds of things that happened in Rwanda and, blames Rwandans for. At the same time, there is a bad history between us where actually during the genocide, there are many things that happened that involved some people from France. So now, instead of actually Rwanda having a case against France, a judge in France indicts leaders of a country, military leaders, political leaders, a whole list of about close to 20. And they want to indict them to France to be tried for things that they say they did, which are also completely fabricated. But because of that bad history we have had, they wanted to do that. And we said, this is not possible. We said, if you are doing that, and they called it universal jurisdiction that give the powers to these judges. And we said, okay, if actually your judges have powers to do that, to indict people in Rwanda or elsewhere and take them to the courts in France, if it is universal, then our judges should have the authority to actually indict your people and bring them to the courts of law. So the question therefore was, how does it become universal when it is just one way? So this was the whole process. In fact, it was the same case with the one I mentioned of Spain, which we have since, on the same basis of argument, actually we have resolved this one. The one with France is still outstanding, and we have said, no way, you are not going to try anybody from here unless we try those we have cases against actually that were committed here. In fact, the people they want to try in Rwanda did not even are not said to have committed crimes in France. They are accusing them of committing crimes in Rwanda. So how about those of your country that actually committed crimes in my own country that you don't allow me to try? So it was a basis of fairness.